I like to be the mayor of Baileyton because I've got a lot of interest in Baileyton. The council and the mayor and the residents of Baileyton has helped us a lot. We've accomplished a lot, and we could hope to continue to accomplish a lot more. I love Baileyton, and I hope in the near future to be able to serve you as mayor for the next 4 years. We got a lot of things we want to do, and we've done a lot. And like I said before, without our council and the residents of Baileyton, we couldn't have never done what we've done the last 4 years. We've accomplished a lot. And I just want everyone to think about what's in the future and what we need to do in the future and who would be the best person to do that. And I'd just like to say that I'd like to have another chance to work for you for the next 4 years as your mayor of Baileyton.
Well, this is something I've never done, so I guess see how it works out. But I would like to be the mayor of this town for one reason, and that's to see it grow. We need to grow or we're going to die. A town that don't grow will fade away. And we need to try to grow more than what we have. We don't need to be big as New York, but we need to grow a little bit each year and keep this thing alive and have a nice town here one of these days. It'll turn into a city. And we need more people. And we need some more businesses in here. And we've got a building right across the road here. A man wants to sell our lease. The town needs to help him get that building with something in it. Somebody lease it or somebody buy it, put a business in. He's not done too good to himself, but the town can help him. And then if somebody else needs one, the town will get them another building and another. And we got to grow a little at a time, but if we don't, we're going to die. And we got a lot of changes to make, got a lot of things to repair in town, some roads to be done, and we got a lot of stuff to do if we work together. And I'd like to bring the town closer together where the people and the council works close together and see what's going on, and people are happy if they see that you're growing. And that is the reason I'd like to be the next mayor of this town. And may God bless all of you. At this time, this town is in pretty good shape. We paid for everything we've done, and we still got a good bit of money left. And that's the reason I say that we can bring some businesses here and help them and still have some money left. And we can get our town in better shape than what it is now by working together and bringing the people, helping, hiring people to work. I'll put more people to work. And I brought a little business in town. I sold some property, and it's got 3 workers at it, and that's going to help some. We need some more in the town. And I thank you.
I'm glad you asked that. Yes, Baileyton is financially sound. We've got close to $1 million in reserves. We built a maintenance building. We bought tractors. We bought backhoes. We built a new T-ball field. We resurfaced, cemented a walking trail. We made our park handicap accessory. We've got a new handicap bathroom. And let's see, there's something else we've done. We've hired a maintenance man full-time. We've hired a clerk. And we still got over $900,000. And we don't owe a dime to nobody. Nobody in the state of Alabama do we owe. Nobody. And let me tell you something else. If I'm mayor, I promise you, and I promise you, that you will get the same provide facilities and the work that we've done for the past 4 years. Stop and think what we've done. Stop and think. If you stop and think, you would think this town's in debt, but we're not. This town was established in 1882, and we got more money than we've ever had. And we're going to continue. And I've got some more plans I'd like to lay out later on in the program. But I can promise you one thing. As long as Johnny Dyer's mayor, I'll get out here and I'll run them down these roads, and I'll get with... I'm sorry. Well, let me just say this. I know our senator. I know our congressman. I know our commissioner. All three of them. And let me tell you this, I can work with them because I've done proved that I can work with them. We've got a $300,000 senior center. We don't owe a dime. Not one dime. Now let me tell you something. If you don't think I can go to people and ask them for money, I'm not afraid to do it because I've done it. And that goes to show you we don't owe no money nowhere. And I can go to the people that's elected now, and I promise you that I can get some money from them. And they'll help Baileyton. They'll help Baileyton because we got a good commissioner. Darrell Hicks will work with you. Kenneth Walker will work with you. Yarborough will work with you. Now, people, it ain't hard to ask for money, but what's hard is when you get the money. And you got to know how to go about getting the money. And there's one proven fact that Johnny Dyer can get you money because it's proven that we don't owe a dime, not one dime, in the town of Baileyton.
Well, before I became council member, I pulled out $40,000 out of politicians and put a parking lot in the school. And Bo Tipton done a labor of grading on it. It didn't cost nobody a dime. I put the lights in front of school where you can see it at night when you go by. And if I can do that when I was not a council member, you know I can do the other when I am a mayor. And this town needs to grow. The only way it can do is the people that's got money will let you have some, but you got to go with other people and get the rest of it. You can't get it all from one. And there's not a mayor in this county that I don't know. There's not a senator or state senator that I'm not on personal relationships with. So if anybody got any money, they'll tell us where it's at. All we got to do is get the right paperwork and talk to the right people and get it. And that's my expansion on this town right now. Thank you. Well, the way I look at that, if you drink, it's your business. I don't drink, so I won't buy any. But every town that's got it has prospered by the sales of it, and they got a lot of money to work on their streets and help their community with. So if county goes wet, if the Baileytons go wet, that's fine with me, because I don't drink it. Let the people drink it if they want to. But we get the tax dollars. And that's what it's all about, is getting money to make a town bigger. Because we can't stop it if they voted in. There's probably more in Baileyton right now than there are in the liquor store anyhow. So why not get the tax dollars off of it? And that's my opinion of it.
Well, I'm not for it. Absolutely not for it. Yeah, we'd like to have the money, but what does it cost? It costs a lot. It costs families. It costs breakups. No, I'm not for it. And for something we need, as long as I'm mayor, and it comes to the town, whatever the population is, my vote will be no. Absolutely no. And if we need money, like I said before, our mayors of Cullman County is close-knitted. They work together. I'm proud of them. And I hope every one of them gets reelected. Because let me tell you what, I've worked with them, and I know they'll help you. And that's one thing I like about Coleman County. Whenever a town grows, it grows Baileyton also. So that means that we get some revenue from that. And like I said, we've got almost $1 million. And, well, I see my clerk's here, Pat Gilbert. Pat, we can pretty much say we got over $950,000, don't we? So that, I tell you what, that means a lot. Means a lot. So I don't think we need no liquor sales in Baileyton. Well, Cherie, Sammy, Buchanan, like I said, we'd like to have that grant for that storm shelter, but with or without it, I'll promise you one thing, that Johnny Dyer, if elected for mayor, that he'll have you a storm shelter within the next 4 years. I'll get out here and I'll dig, I'll plead and I'll beg. But I'll promise you one thing, the next 4 years, Baileyton will have a storm shelter that will hold 96 people. That's a promise. The next thing I like to do is put some tops over our bleachers in the park. We've spent a lot of money in that park. It's nice. Have you been to the park lately? Just drive through the park. It's nice. And I'm going to say this. We've had a lot of help, volunteer help. And some of them sitting here right here tonight. Bo Tipton, he's helped us a lot. Charlie Whitehead has helped us. Other individuals, Gene Summers has helped us. Roy Shedd's helped us. A lot of people, I don't want to miss nobody, but there's been a lot of people help us in the park. So let me say this. My park, the roads, the gutters, cupboards, and the storm shelter is the next 3 or 4 things I like to do the next 4 years. And if you elect me, I'll promise you, you come to me and say, Johnny Dyer, you didn't do it. And if I don't do it, there's something wrong.
Well, storm shelter is fine if we can get a grant to help pay for it. And when we do, we'll put one in. But we need growth. We need some businesses in town. And we could expand our city limits out and bring more residents before we have more people to vote and pull in more revenue that way. And we need to do a lot of road work. We've got a lot of roads that need fixed, patched, and everything else. But the very thing we need is bring the community back together where they can work together. It's the most important thing of all. We've got too many people one way or the other. It's already divided. We need to bring it back and get it to be neighborly like. And we go forward then. And we can work with what we got, and then we'll get more ideas of what we need to do through the community to expand it. Thank you. I don't know anything about it. I hadn't had any information on it. The mayor may have, but he hadn't spread it with us. So that would be one question I'd have to step back on, because I have no information on it. So no need me to make a discussion on it.
It will help Baileyton for a fact. Now that don't mean that we're not going to help our schools, because we are. We've been a big supporter of our schools. If you'll go back and check for the last 8 years, the council before me and the council now has given more money to Parkside School than any mayor or council before us. Now this tax revenue is going to help us. And every time we get a business in Coleman, Hansville, it's going to help us. And let me say another thing. We're going to help our fire department. That's something that we need to help. And I was proud that our council voted to give the fire department land to build it. And I'm glad that Harold Burleson gave the $1 to buy the land. Yes, we sold it for $1, and I'm proud of it. We're going to continue to help the fire department, and the ones that's against it, I wouldn't be against it. But I can assure you one thing. If Johnny Dyer's reelected, ask any school teacher, ask any principal that has ever come to our council and asked for one nickel, that we didn't give it to them. Not one person has ever come to that council and asked for money for the school or the fire department that we have not given it to them. So I think that's a pretty good accomplishment. Yes, it's going to help us, and we're going to help the school, and we're going to help the fire department. Well, let me say this. I'd like to have a Jack's, but we're not going to put no sewer, because I've run a kind of a survey, and most people don't want sewers, the sewer system. Now, in order for your town to grow, you've got to have a sewer system. And it can't be gray water. It's got to be a real sewer system. Yeah, we welcome people to put new business in here. But just survey yourself. Just while you're sitting there, survey yourself. How many people wants Baileyton to really, really grow? It's kind of like Mayberry to me. I love it. I love the little small atmosphere. I don't want no big ripping up and down the roads. I like what we got. But I'll say this. If somebody wants to come to Baileyton and put in a business, we welcome them and we'll help them. We've got land, and I'm sure we can talk our council into giving them a good deal on some land. And if it's $1 or whatever it is, I'm going to try my best to get them in Baileyton.
Well, I would like to run ads in the paper and anything that we can to, in other towns, to let them know that we got property and we're welcoming them home. We're going to come in here and bring our home in here, bring our business in here, and to stay. But we got to get out there and let them know that it's available. That's something we've not done in the last 4 years. But we need to let people know that we got room for them. And we got good road, we got good crossroads. They can have more than one way into Baileyton. And if they come into town, we got a 3-lane in their town. So there's some property in there that can be bought or leased to put buildings on. And we got the stuff here. We just have to get out and let people know it's here. And that's what we hadn't done. And I believe it'll work if we get out and advertise it. We've got the room for it. And we got the land to put them on in any direction in town, just about it. We got two different pieces of property we can install somebody on. And there's always good roads in and out from it, blacktop. So that would be the very thing I'd want to do is get the companies in here, and then somebody else will come in. But we got to do it. It's not going to do it happen unless we get out and work for it. Thank you. Well, like it's done been said, what we need in the next 4 years is a storm shelter, repair roads, and do some finishing up work in the park, and expand businesses. That's the 4 things we need to do in the next 4 years, and we need to work hard to do it. And if everybody help us, we can. But we need help from all of y'all, plus a lot of other people in the community. Thank you.
One thing I'd like to do is continue to help our school. I know that, I guess I run that in the ground, but that's important to me. Like I said before, there has never been a principal. And matter of fact, the one at Fairview even calls up here and asks us to help him sometimes, and we do. We do. Ask him. His name is Chris Gamble. Ask him. Just go and ask him. Say, hey, have you ever asked Baileyton for some help? And we give it to him. Let me tell you something. If you don't want no help, don't come ask us if you're in the school system. The next important thing, what is a town without a fire department? You'd just be running around here blind. I mean, you might as well not even have no insurance if you ain't got a fire department. We're going to continue to help our fire department, no matter who likes it or who don't like it. We're going to help them. We're going to help them. Joe's not here tonight. And we got a couple of people here from the fire department. But we are going to help them. The next thing is my biggest concern is when I ran 4 years ago, I told the people of Baileyton, I'm running on one thing. I'm going to have you a senior center within 2 months after I'm in office. Well, I think it took 6 weeks, and we got us a senior center. Now we got one of the prettiest senior centers, second to nobody in the state of Alabama. If you get a chance, just run by it. It's right over here on Fire Station Road. 6,000 square feet. It's got one of the best sound systems in the county. Well, let me say this. I hope it continues to grow. And I still hope we have a senior center because anyway, I hope we have a senior center in the next 4 years. And I think with it takes a community to build a town and progress. And I look for Baileyton to do some great things in the next 4 years, regardless of who gets mayor. Because I'm going to tell you something. You can't do nothing without a council. Now, let me tell you something. I've been blessed. I have been blessed. Johnny Dyer's been blessed. The town of Baileyton's been blessed. Because we've had a good council. We've had our ups and we had our downs. But look out here what we've done. Just right up and down the road. We've done a lot. You can't deny it. You might not like Johnny Dyer, but you can't deny it. And like I say, without a good council, stop and think what you're going to do when you go vote. Because that's the future of Baileyton. That's the future of Baileyton. And without a good council, the mayor can't do nothing but sit up there in a chair and wish he could do something because he can't do a thing. So, like I said before, we've been blessed. God's been good to me. And I appreciate it.
Well, that's right. We've been blessed as a community and as a council. Council's done a lot for this community. But we need to go forward. We got what we got now, and when we've got it, we've been blessed with it. But we need more. We need more than what we got. We need other things. And we need to be able to maintain what we got and then prosper as we go. Because if we don't prosper, then we'll be backing up. Like I told you earlier, if we don't grow, we'll die. And I can tell you 2 or 3 other places this has happened to over the years. And it used to be a booming little town, and now they're just this wide spot in the road. And I've been here since '55, and I'd hate to see that happen to this town. I sure would. But we've never failed helping the school. We never helping the old people. The kids and old people is what we went in 4 years ago to help. And we tried our best, and we've done, I think, a wonderful job of helping the kids in the school and the senior citizens. And we need to go forward with it and keep it working, keep the money coming in to maintain it, and keeping everybody happy and growing. If we stay happy, we grow. If we don't stay happy, everybody will go the other direction. And it'll go fast. Now, I'd hate to see the town die. Thank you. Well, like the mayor said, we've got right at $1 million in the bank. We have got property that a lot of other towns hadn't got. They may have the property, but they ain't got the money. Some of them got the money, ain't got the property. So that's 2 things right there that we can attract businesses where other towns can't. Plus, we're going to work to get it. And we got a good chance of getting some businesses in here in the next 3 years, because there's a lot of places I've heard of that's wanting to move out of the big towns on account of so many permits and so many taxes, and they have no room to grow. And that is 2 reasons why that this town can attract other people, bring small businesses in. We don't need a New York. We just need a little bigger town each year, bring more people in, because we lose a lot of people, move out for better jobs. We got places for people to come in and take over. And thank you.
Well, let me say this. We can't compete with Dodge City. We're not on the interstate. We can't compete with these businesses and towns that live right next to the interstate. But let me tell you what we can do. We cleared trees out of our park for months and months. Now, I don't know if you remember back when Heritage Park was having trouble with these people, I don't know what you want to call them, but a young couple or a woman or a man couldn't bring their kids and sit down at Baileyton and watch their kids walk our walking trail. But now let me tell you what. Anybody in this building can come to Baileyton and sit down at our picnic table and watch their kid anywhere in that park, because we cleared all the brush out. And by the way, let me say this. Our trustees and Charles Miller has done an outstanding job. Matter of fact, we take them for granted. But they've worked and they've worked and they've cleared this brush out, and we've cut trees and we've hauled trees out. And now somebody can come to that park and sit down and not be worried about their kids being molested or kidnapped or whatever. They can sit down and watch your kids play. Now that's what you get people to want to come into Baileyton, a town that ain't got no crime. Right back there sits a man in our sheriff's department. He can tell you Baileyton is low of crime. We don't put up with it. Our neighbors watch one another, and I'm proud of that. Yeah, I believe Baileyton's going to grow, because let me say this. We got a good t-ball field, we got a good baseball field, and we got a good walking trail. And I'll just say that if we keep continuous to doing what we're doing now, we can't do but one thing, and that's go up.
There's been a lot of things said here tonight, a lot of what we've got and what we need. And all we got to do is stick together and go for it. And we don't need to grow fast, but we grow little and keep up with what we got. That's the main thing. Some people, some towns, they grow fast, but they let something go. So we don't need to do that. We need to grow as we can and keep everything we got on top, like our park, our school, and our roads and our community clean. We need to keep it going and then bring more stuff in afterwards. We can't do it if we back up on what we've got, because we'll go backwards. So everybody work together with the town council and mayor in this community, and y'all see a great difference 4 years from now. Thank you.
I'd like to say this in closing. I've done a lot of things in my life. Everybody in this room knows Johnny Dyer. I can't sit here and tell you what I'm going to do and what I hadn't done, because you know him. There's not one person in this room don't know me. But I want to say this up front. I couldn't have done what I've done the last 4 years without my wife. She's helped me. I couldn't have done it without the council. I couldn't have done it without the residents. But let me say this. I've been blessed. If I get mayor, that's great. If I don't get mayor, it ain't going to be the end of the world. I'll still help Billy. If he needs my help, I'll help Bill 100%, because I love Baileyton. I love Baileyton. But let me say this. There's only been 2 mayors in Baileyton since it's been established in 1882. That was Rolf Burks and Dr. Paul Bailey. They've done a good job. They've done a good job. Now, you can say what you want to about them, or you can say what you want to about Johnny Dyer. But let me say this. For the last 4 years, very few days I wasn't at that town hall or in that park or on these roads. If you don't believe it, ask the people that walks in the park. There's a few people here that walks in the park. But I'm just saying this. If you give me another chance for the next 4 years, I'll promise you one thing. I'll work for you, and I'll help you if I can. And let me say another thing in closing. My name is Johnny Dyer, and you spell it D-Y-A-R, not D-Y-E-R.